Hi, everyone. Thank you for listening to my presentation on why we must all be digital citizens. So, our goals today is to define what digital citizenship is and all the components of digital citizenship, and to go over CIPA, ERATE, and our responsibilities within those programs. So, what is digital citizenship? Applied Educational Systems defines it as the responsible use of technology by anyone who uses computers, the internet, and digital devices to engage with society at any level. And we should care about digital citizenship because our students are digital natives. If our generation, invented the internet, they were born into it. And so being a responsible digital citizen means you have to have the tools to succeed for a lifetime. Everything is online, applying for jobs, ordering things online, paying your bills, all of those things they need to be a good digital citizen. So, components of digital citizenship. There are six main components, and they are media balance and well being, privacy and security, your digital footprint and identity, relationships and communication, cyberbullying, digital drama and hate speech, and then news and media literacy. So, media balance and well being, it just means basically to take a break from your screens. Technology can be addictive, we all know this. And mental and physical health issues can arise from overuse. Things like eye strain and depression can happen from overuse of technology. And it's also important that students know that face to face peer interactions are just as important as online interactions. So, your privacy and security, what that has to do with is keeping your smartphone secure, changing your passcodes every so often. If you use a face lock code, make sure you're not posting similar pictures online, how to use a VPN, knowing who your social media friends are. How to avoid malware and how to use antivirus software, and being careful about what you post so that people cannot find you and locate you. So, your digital footprint and identities is kind of similar. You're always being watched when you go online, no matter what website it is, doesn't matter. You're always being watched. So, websites use cookies to track the other sites that you visit, and most of the time they use this for marketing information, but some use it for malicious purposes, and that's to sell it to the highest bidder so they can make a little extra money. So relationships and then everything that has to do with cyberbullying, I think these are kind of go hand in hand. It's just knowing when and where to use technology, when to send an email, when to send a text message, or when to call someone whenever that's appropriate. And it's also important that kids understand there's another person on the other side of the screen, even though it's difficult to detect tone and meaning via the internet, and that's what creates a lot of frustration. We need to be mindful of that. And just because it's on the internet doesn't mean we should share it. And as adults, it's important that we model the behavior that we want to see and to remind them often and hold students accountable for the behavior. So, news and media literacy, our final component. With so much information available, we have to learn what's spam and what's not just plain false, because a lot of what students do on the internet at school is a lot of research, and there's a lot of just bad information out there, and they've got to be able to sift through all that. Clickbait is a big thing. It's kind of come up in recent years. Just articles that have these very interesting, tantalizing headlines, and the whole purpose of it is to get you to click on it for either ad revenue or to install malware on your computer. But either way, it's usually a waste of your time. There's also fake news. Media outlets will sometimes purposely publish deceptive or biased information, but then they present it as truth. And it's important to find reputable news sources, and that's something we have to teach students. So, moving on to the Children's Internet Protection Act, CIPA. So school districts are required to have safeguards in place to protect children from all the nasty things on the internet, which includes pornographic images and anything else deemed harmful. And this is why all the student computers have the smooth wall on them. It's a anti-malware, and it blocks certain sites and certain Google searches on their computers and on their internet. And that's why their internet is different from our internet, because generally the school trusts us to be, adults about our internet usage. Excuse me. So ERATE is part of CIPA, and it is a discount program for schools and libraries for internet connectivity. To be eligible for ERATE, schools first of all have to censor internet usage, which you have to for CIPA anyway. But you also have to teach students digital citizenship, all those 6 components we just talked about. And the whole purpose of this is to ensure that students are creators and not always consumers. Because if they're consumers, how can they become, 21st century learners in this whole world of technology that we have? So to comply with E-rate, first of all, you need to plan how and when you are going to cover all of this content, and it should not be done all in one day. It should probably be spread out over the year, and it should be fairly easy to follow. Okay. And there are lots of different curriculums. You shouldn't just have to make it up out of thin air. And they are usually free. And it's important that you stay organized and document any and all lessons that you teach, so that if you are audited, you have proof that you have done your due diligence to comply with E-rate. So some resources that we can use to help us comply with CIPA and also E-rate is a website called iSafe, which ensures internet security and reduces your digital footprint. That would be great for the see it more like CIPA component. But also Common Sense Media has free K-12 digital citizenship curriculums, and it covers each one of those 6 topics. So our takeaways today: digital citizenship is more just about cyberbullying. There's lots of stuff that go into it, and we are responsible for teaching students about all of those components. And we have to teach it to qualify for our E-rate discounts if we want to keep those discounts. Those are important. And most importantly, we need to practice what we preach. We cannot tell kids to, be nice on social media and then we go bash our neighbors on Facebook. So thank you for watching. Here are my 3 statements. I apologize for this. And here are my references again. I'm sorry about this.